Hey, what's happening, folks? So here's the long form video of what took place in the last 24 hours, man. For intricate details, tune in to the Double S podcast on Sunday night, and you'll be able to see it there. I'll get into the details of it, but I'll skim it through here for you just so you can appreciate the funniness and understand why we decided to load it up and head on home. Make sure you smash that subscribe button for us, man. Big help. Give us subscribe, like, comment on the videos. On the True Patriot Outfitters YouTube or the Double S podcast. So yeah, dude, so Thursday I drive 4.5 hours. I get to the lake immediately, get out of the truck, get the gear ready, get in the kayak, start heading my way. There's one place here at Elwood that I've not been to, and that is one of the furthest points away, sections away of the lake. So that was my destination. I was going to meet a buddy back there who had gotten here about an hour earlier than me. So I was going to meet him back there. Pardon the video and the shaking right now. I'm on Colorado Highway, so I'm lucky enough to still have all 4 tires. But anyway, dude, I get in the kayak and I throttle up and start heading out. And I'm sitting at about 19 out of 20 on the power. So clicking away just shy of 6 miles an hour, about 5.75 roughly. And I decided, my infinite wisdom, to go ahead and put on some sunscreen at the same time while I'm holding my remote. Now, the way I explained it to a couple people there at the ramp is kind of what because I got to be honest, what took place was in a split second, my ass was in the water. And I look over and my kayak is completely rolled. And the way I explained it to a few people is what I thought happened, but the more and more I think about it, I don't think that is actually even feasible. And that is, what did happen is I dropped my sunscreen. It was falling. So I went to grab for it, and when I did that, my foot lurched forward, and I thought and assumed that I hit the foot pedal for my trolling motor while at full speed, because it did a hard 90 starboard side, and at that full speed, man, it was just roll time. Into the water I go. And believe it or not, I actually rolled an unlimited. Got it on its lid. But I'll get into it in more detail on the podcast. But as I think about that, I must have and possibly hit my remote. And I'll explain why I think that. Bottom line is, she went hard right. And in the water, it happened split second. And there's just no time to react whatsoever. It just happened. Boom. So, did some inventory checking, tried to flip the kayak. Problem was, some of my tethers really held well. My Amped Outdoors battery pack in my Yak Attack black pack, that held on, and that weight plus the motor and my tackle, I could not get the kayak righted. When it was in there, I would get so far and then I could just feel the weight pulling back against me, and it was because as I was rolling, this stuff was coming out of the water, and it's just heavy, and it's still attached to the kayak, so it kept it on its lid, so I couldn't roll it. And that was a good 30-40 yards from shore. So I had to swim it back, dude. It was about a 15-minute swim. I got the yak skinny so I could get a hold of the tail end of it and pull it that way. And yeah, I pulled the kayak and myself, rescued my hat, lost a pair of sunglasses, got to shore. Once I got to shore, I had to unplug everything from underneath. The motor was still deployed, so I had to stow the motor while it was underwater, get it unplugged, and just go through everything so that I could get the kayak righted. I did that, loaded everything back in, was just going to limp back to shore, and then I realized the moment I sat in the kayak and felt the weight shifting, I realized I had a hull full of water. if you own an unlimited, you know that's not something we're used to ever. We don't get water in the hull. Even in the rain, I might get like maybe a cup or two, in there from different little points of entry for the water, but not a normal gig, dude. And so I had to take everything back out. Keep in mind, I'm on this clay, muddy, not developed shoreline. And I basically, the first chunk of dirt I could find that I got to. And probably 30, 40 minutes has passed by now by the time I swam back to shore and got everything out. So I had to rip it all back out again. Then pull the kayak further up onto shore so I could get it tipped and righted, open up my hatch on the back, and then open up the drain plug so I could drain as much of that water out of there as I possibly could. Did that for a while, then I had to load everything back in the kayak again. And then I was able to limp back to the dock. On the way back, the motor did a couple funny things with the remote, like disconnected from the remote for whatever reason. Kind of just thought it might have been the remote getting a little wet. So bottom line is, went back to the hotel, got changed out of my soggy clothes, did a little inventory on a few things, went and had dinner with Jay and Kenny, went back to the hotel and pulled everything out, all my tackle and everything. And dude, the amount of mud and stuff that was in all my gear, pretty crazy. And so at the end of the day, of course, for whatever reason, just being on autopilot, not thinking, I normally am Mr. super cautious about things, and I tether everything. This day, I did not tether a single rod and reel. So 10 rod and reels right to the bottom of the drink. I did not tether my foot pedal. It's my Garmin foot pedal to the bottom of the drink. Thankfully, everything else was, hooked up there, and I was able to salvage that. But pretty much a stinger of a day. But after I got all that stuff done, I ran to Walmart, dude, and picked up 2-3 quick El Cheapo combos. You know me, I hate Walmart, but whatever. Needed something fast and cheap, and that was the only option around in Lexington. So picked up a few of those and was just gonna, limp my way through this, right? Just finish this up. Thought pretty much everything was still, still functional enough for me to get the job done. Got out this morning, first thing, paddled out a little bit, deployed the motor. Motor no wanna-worky. I can turn with it. It looks like it's connecting, but I try to engage the motor and go forward, do anything, and the prop will not turn. So I don't know what's going on. Bottom line is, I'm going to hook up with Militia Marine next week, see if I can get everything down there after I clean it off, see if they can go through it, see what's going on. Hopefully we don't have an insurance claim here, but you never know. And hopefully I have stupidity as a clause that gets covered, because totally my error, dude. I should have not been trying to do multiple things at once. I normally don't come right off the road after 4 or 5 hours of driving. I normally don't do that and go right onto the lake, because I like to collect my thoughts, make sure that I know what I'm doing when I go out. But I didn't this time, and I normally don't try to do anything else when I'm under full power with that much power behind that motor. I normally am just locked in on that and with my remote so I can handle what's going on in front of me. But there I was trying to put sunscreen on at the same time that I'm flying across the lake there. So yeah, all on me, 100%. But you know what, dude? Could have been a lot worse. I'm okay. Major parts of the kayak, everything functioned, all the safety features, the PFD, everything did what it was supposed to do. So I made it back. I got great, amazing friends, kayak community. You never disappoint. People left and right at the ramp wanting to loan me rods and reels to get through. So love you guys, love everybody that was there, that passed on your well wishes. We're good. But after having the motor go out, we made the call this morning. We're not going to go out and paddle this 12.5 foot kayak with the amount of gear that would have to stay in it for me to be able to even function. We're not going to go paddle that in 95 degree heat. I just don't feel that we would be out there being safe, especially if it got windy here. So yeah, we're not going to create a situation. So we packed it up. We're heading home. Going to get through the gear, get everything cleaned out. Good luck to everybody in Nebraska State Qualifier. Brian Johnson, thank you for putting on a great event. All the fellow Nebraska anglers and the Colorado anglers that made the trip, love you guys. Everybody be safe out there. Pay attention. Learn from me. Don't take anything for granted. Tether everything off. Tie lines, guys. Talk to you soon.